I read wish it, want it, do it.
Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed.
Might want to save the glad handing until after you find out what they think of it.
I think it's actually quite harmful.
Dang, that's even worse than it just been. Starting at the time Brian tried to abandon his family and needed Peter to save him from euthanization. Okay, so Quahog's in the middle of a freak heat wave and the Griffins have no air conditioning. Where are they? Europe? That's right, Europe. Get an AC unit and start wasting electricity like the rest of us.
The Rhode Island Dog Show Championship is in Quahog this year. First prize is $500.
If they had a dog that won, they could afford a new air conditioner. Hey, they have a dog. And what luck, this one can talk, walk on two legs, and has a crippling alcohol addiction.
Sorry, I don't do dog shows. It's not my thing.
Yeah, neither is paying bills, so I think it's about time we start pulling your weight. So Brian agrees to compete, and he turns out to be the second coming of Air Bud. But the last part proves to be too demeaning for him.
This is the part where you beg for a treat.
Oh, I don't think so.
Come on, who hasn't embarrassed themselves for money? If the big dumb streamers can do it, so can you.
Me and the little shred of dignity I have left will be waiting in the car.
Big words for a guy that drags his butt across the carpet.
Oh, one time I did that. One time.
Fed up with being embarrassed, Brian decides to exit the car in a huff.
Pull over now.
Fine.
Now on his own, Brian will make sure he's never embarrassed again.
You been chasing cars tonight, boy?
Look, the name is Brian. I was just out for a little walk, that's all.
Without a leash.
Leave it to the fuzz to keep the fuzzy people down. Peter thinks Brian's ungrateful for all he's done for him. You know, he does have a point, which I think is the first time I've ever said that about Peter.
Look, you got everything you could possibly want right here. Now just eat your cinnamon bun and stop being a bad dog.
Ooh, that might have been too far. On that note, Brian storms out of the house and tries to strike it out on his own. But he doesn't get too far because he's pegged for the horrible crime of drinking from a human water fountain.
Hey, you! Stay!
With nowhere to go, Brian turns to begging, which doesn't work out very well.
Can you, spare some change?
Why? So you can go buy yourself another bottle of booze?
Yeah? I mean, what else you gonna buy with 2 dimes and a nickel?
Get away from me, you crazy animal!
All right, you want me to be a crazy animal? Okay, I'm a crazy animal.
So Brian starts attacking everyone around him, catching the attention of Peter. But before he can get to him, the popo grabs the doggo. That one didn't work as well as my last. I'll admit that.
Oh, he's cute. Aren't you precious? Lethal injection. Next.
Jeez, that was quick. No trial, no jury, no nothing. Surely there's a dog lawyer who could take on his case. But Brian does manage to secure a hearing, so he studies up on every law book he can get his hands on, as well as some adult reading. On second thought, maybe just go ahead and put him down. And the hearing goes exactly how you'd think it would if this happened in real life.
Wait a minute. Why are we listening to a dog? Take him away!
But before he can get the needle, Peter steps in to defend him.
He's a member of our family first and a dog second. And I'm real sorry I forgot that, buddy.
But the court doesn't seem swayed. Peter didn't want it to come to this, but there's one argument, one plea, one undeniable thing that no court can turn away.
I'll give you each $20.
Deal, he can go.
See, it doesn't matter what you've done. Money is always the answer. I do feel for Brian here, but at the same time, if he's gonna live under Peter's roof, he does more or less have to listen to what he says. He learned the cold, hard truth here, and he's lucky it didn't lead to him losing more than his dignity. But he's lost his dignity multiple times, including when he sabotaged Stewie's play after learning it was better than his failure of an attempt. So Brian's debuting a play he wrote at the theater, and the family is there to support him.
Where do we keep the good scotch?
At your brother's house.
Alright, settle down, champ. But it looks like everyone ended up loving it. I know, I'm surprised too.
This is all I've ever wanted, you know, for people to appreciate and respect my writing.
Yeah, usually to do that, you'd need to write something good, so congratulations on finally figuring that part out. Brian's success actually inspires Stewie to write a play of his own.
Do you think you might have time to read it?
All right, but be patient, all right? I've got interviews and appearances all week.
You're performing in a small city in Rhode Island, not Broadway in New York. Ease up on the self-importance, why don't ya?
The American play was dying. Have we brought it back to life here?
Word of advice, if you ever see anyone dressed like that, they're probably talking like the biggest know-it-all known to man. So after a long night of being a huge douche, Brian comes home and finds Stewie's play. I'm sure he can spare a minute to read a few pages. Can't really gather what he's thinking based on his face. Is it good? Bad? Use your words, writer!
My God. It's miraculous.
Sounds like great news for Stewie, but probably bad news for Brian. So Brian confides his feelings in his cousin Jasper.
I've never read anything like it in my life. It was insightful and fresh and intelligent.
And he wrote it in a night. Kinda blows Brian's life's work out the water, doesn't it?
Tell Stewie it's awful. It's garbage. Do whatever you have to do, Brian, but never let him know he's got talent.
Huh, I guess being a scumbag just runs in the family. When Stewie approaches Brian for feedback, Brian cuts right to the chase.
It wasn't good.
Oh no, really?
Wow, thanks for the in-depth and thorough feedback, Brian. Your genius is definitely showing.
I was planning to submit it to the Roundabout Theater Company in New York.
No!
Brian talks him out of that, suggesting it'd be simpler if he just gave up. But just to be safe, Brian goes ahead and disposes of Stewie's only copy. Wouldn't want this falling into the hands of someone who will make Brian look bad, right? But Brian starts to get a little hot under the collar when Stewie questions him about it the next day.
Do yourself a favor and move on!
Well, that's interesting, Brian, because I found this buried in the backyard next to your soup boat.
Busted. Now that all that's out there, Stewie finally gets to tell Brian how he feels about his play.
It's filled with terrible double entendres, puns, and stolen bits. There's a line in there from Seinfeld.
He basically calls it a pandering to the lowest common denominator piece of trash. So the play version of Wish It, Want It, Do It?
May every person that laughs at your sophomoric effort be a reminder of your eternal mediocrity.
Damn. That single line was better than anything I've heard come out of Brian's mouth ever. And if that verbal beatdown wasn't enough, Stewie has a bit more salt to rub in the wound.
I just found out that my play is going to be produced on Broadway.
And what's worse, he's taking Brian's lead star.
Hi, Stewie. I'll be right there. I just gotta finish this crap.
So Stewie's invited to a playwright dinner in New York, and Brian decides to tag along to try to schmooze the writers. To his surprise, they've actually heard of his play.
Have you ever heard of A Passing Fancy?
I have.
Oh my God, what a load of rubbish.
Walked right into that one, didn't you? Maybe they can at least give you feedback on how to improve.
It was a piece of on it.
Dang, they should put that on the poster for his play. I do kind of feel bad for Brian having his dreams crushed, but if he can only be successful by keeping other people down, then maybe it weren't very good to begin with. And Brian continued to show his willingness to ruin things for others when he destroyed the town's nativity scene, got Christmas canceled, and spent the holiday in jail. So it's Christmas time, and Brian feels the need to be the family's resident Scrooge when Stewie wants a new toy.
You're crassly manifesting the very consumerism on which Christmas is built.
You can critique Christmas all you want, but don't you hate it when some smug Grinch tries to act like they're better than it? Like, just shut up and eat your candy cane already. When the family goes to the town's tree lighting ceremony, Brian, of course, has to get all snobby about Mayor Wild West's nativity scene.
Oh, great. Just what we need. A religious display on government property.
You know what? I'm gonna let Chris take this one.
Why are you so negative all the time?
Sick of Ebenezer Pooch's negativity, the guys decide to troll him.
Do not even get me started on Christmas caroling.
No, go ahead, I'm listening.
Oh, don't get him started, Quagmire. You don't want to get him started because when he gets started, yeah, he's got nothing.
You know what? Screw you guys!
So Brian decides to responsibly drive home drunk, but ends up spinning out and destroying the nativity scene. Ooh, Jesus won't like that one.
After all I said, they'll probably call this a hate crime.
So he decides to hide the evidence. Now all he has to do is act natural.
That's rather odd. Who would steal a nativity scene?
Want to tell me what's going on, champ?
So Brian admits everything to Stewie, who agrees to help cover for him when Mayor Wild West comes questioning.
I was thinking a hound like you'd be just the thing to help sniff out some new clues. What do you say?
I'd say that sounds like the perfect cover. The criminal never returns to the scene of the crime, except for all the criminals who do that exact thing. So Brian and the mayor look around for more evidence, and Brian tries to throw Wild West off his trail.
You know who we should really be looking at? People in town who don't even celebrate Christmas.
Covering up one hate crime with another. Good thinking, Brian. With the culprit yet to be found, Wild West decides to make a difficult decision.
I'm officially canceling Christmas in Quahog.
Oh no, those people who got mad about red Starbucks cups said this would happen. Can a mayor really cancel a whole universal holiday?
Sorry, Peter, I'm on strict orders from the mayor to confiscate all the Christmas stuff in town.
Good lord, I didn't think a Christmas prohibition could be a thing. These are dark times indeed, and it's all thanks to Brian being a wet blanket about the holidays.
I may just have to send a little text to our mayor.
So Mayor Wild West discovers Brian's car. Brian should be embarrassed for being such a terrible criminal.
No way! No way! You didn't even hide the evidence?
And for the crime of ruining the spirit of Christmas, Mayor West decides to take him to jail. Oh, and I'm sure drunk driving has something to do with it too. So Brian will be spending Christmas in the slammer, but he honestly doesn't seem to mind.
At least it keeps me away from all the phony joy and crass commercialism.
And you get to be in a cell where people can watch you pee. Well, he is a dog, so maybe he's okay with that. Yet even Brian can't help but feel left out when Christmas morning comes.
Oh my god, the sinks are so dirty.
Oh, they got tennis balls
balls and junk?
I tell ya, nothing gets me in the Christmas mood like the fresh smell of a tennis ball. Christmas is looking pretty nice right about now, isn't it, Brian?
Why am I crying?
Ew.
The penis is right.
Who would have thought it would take a genital scratched into the ceiling to make Brian realize the true meaning of Christmas? Maybe we could all learn something from it.
Brian, you are free to go.
What?
Yeah, so this was essentially just a way of teaching Brian a lesson. Christmas is about excessive gift buying and peppermint scented everything, but it's also about togetherness and family. Finally, the prison system actually managed to turn someone's life around. There's a first time for everything. But Brian tried to turn his love life around by dissing his ex-girlfriends at an intervention only to get chased down by them. It's Valentine's Day, and like most days, Brian is spending it alone.
I've had it with Valentine's Day. I'm sick of all of it.
Spoken like someone who can't get a Valentine.
How come it's so hard to meet the right woman? I think maybe it's just time for me to give up.
And spoken like someone completely oblivious to how they act. Never fear, because Stewie knows how to fix this. If you want to know why you failed with all your past loves, why not just ask them?
Oh my god.
No,
For some, a room full of women would be a dream come true, but this may actually be Brian's nightmare.
Somehow things didn't work out. My objective is to figure out why.
Hoo boy, how long have you got, Stewie?
Don't fall for
I don't know,
that.
the word self-absorbed comes to mind.
And pretentious. Definitely pretentious.
And he's got a big ego.
Definitely some food for thought. Anything you want to add, Brian?
Oh, come on, you're all just mad because I didn't want to be with you.
Hostile and defensive, I like it. But that's not entirely true. Carolyn cheated on him, Jillian got married to someone else, Brooke never had feelings for him to begin with, Rita, Cheryl Teagues, and Kate all dumped him, and Seabreeze, well, I don't think Seabreeze will be much help regardless.
He's insecure. And a blowhard. And he's got a tiny penis.
Well, unless Brian has a humiliation fetish, I don't think this is gonna work out. At least the gals are getting along.
Now, who wants more wine?
This is great. We should do this every Saturday.
Not if Brian has anything to say about it. They want honesty? Oh, he'll give them honesty.
You're an old bag.
No.
You're blind. Your vomit tastes weird. You don't even know why you're here.
Jeez. Tell us how you really feel, Brian.
And you're more of a woman than anyone else in this room.
Well, if that's the way you want it.
Let's go, girls.
Once again, being chased down by a ton of women would be someone's dream, but for Brian, it's a nightmare of his own making. But Brian experienced a true living nightmare when he was legally declared an idiot after trying to sue Stewie for creating a kid's book about him. So while Brian is out and about, he actually gets recognized.
It's really you. We recognize you from your book.
Ah, you've read Faster Than the Speed of Love.
You mean the one that nobody bought and that set a record for worst performing book of all time? Yeah, sure, it's probably that one.
I'm talking about this one.
Oh, you should never tell a woman that.
Dumb White Dog?
Never tell women that.
By Griffin Stewart?
Dang, whoever this Griffin Stewart is really captured Brian's likeness.
My catchphrase is herf derf?
It's not as strong as whose leg do you have to hump to get a dry martini around here, but it is a step up from whoa ass ahoy. So naturally, Brian takes the problem up with Stewie. Maybe he's heard of this Griffin Stewart guy.
You wrote a whole children's book series about me, and you made me look like a total idiot.
Well, who's gonna tell him that he and Flunky aren't exactly apples from different trees?
All I'm doing is presenting you honestly to the public.
That's a very nice way of telling someone, yeah, you're stupid. It looks like Stewie's gonna keep this gravy train rolling, even doing book signings. But Brian won't have that, deciding to get the law involved.
Stuart Griffin, I represent Brian Griffin, who is suing you for defamation.
Honestly, if I were Brian, I would just swallow my pride and ask for a cut of royalty checks. You gonna make me look like an idiot? Well, then I'm about to be a rich idiot. So Stewie plans to prove in a court of law that Brian is exactly that, an idiot.
Brian Griffin is, in fact, an idiot, and therefore cannot be defamed.
Now, I'm curious to know if you could have an actual court case like this. I got a lot of idiots in my life that need to stand trial. Anyway, what's Stewie's proof?
On December 1st, 1951, Treat Williams was born.
Where's the treat?
Thank you.
Interesting, very interesting. Any more evidence?
I will now read the entry for Christopher Walken.
Walk? Go for a walk?
Well, after hearing that shocking evidence, the jury has reached their verdict.
The dog is an idiot. The baby wins.
Ha, classic Flunky.
Well, congrats, Stewie. You made me look like a fool up there.
Actually, you kinda did it to yourself. Yeah, Stewie's maybe wrong to profit off of you, but if you don't want to publicly be seen as an idiot, maybe, I don't know, stop being one. But that didn't stop him from becoming a huge jerk after writing a bestseller, leading to public humiliation on Real Time with Bill Maher. But before he writes that, his bomb of a novel is first returned to him in droves.
We are returning all of the unsold copies of Faster Than the Speed of Love.
Ah yes, the novel he spent years writing and then proceeded to sell 0 copies of. I'd say don't quit your day job, Brian, but you don't have a job.
Okay, that's it. I'm finished.
What are you talking about? I'm finished. I'm done. It's over.
Clearly, I am not meant to be a writer.
It's a tough pill to swallow, but I feel like everyone could have told you this before you went and published 2 million copies.
Writing's the only thing that's giving your alcoholism any credibility.
Yeah, good luck giving that up too.
The #1 book on the New York Times bestseller list is Dream Your Way to Spiritual Joy by Pauly Shore.
Ah, so now he's jealous that a self-help book is doing better than his novel about nothing.
I tell you, I could crap one of those things out in a night.
And so he does just that. Well, okay, he doesn't literally crap the book out. That would be gross, but impressive.
What are you calling it? Wish it, want it, do it. Love it.
Hate it. But someone seems to like it because Stewie reveals the good news.
Brian, they're publishing your book! Yeah. You're kidding.
It even gets big enough that Brian's interviewed by the news.
And it's non-fiction, right? Yes, it is. Now, which one is that? I always forget. Is that the one that really happened or not?
Nothing dulls the brain like local cable news. He even gets to do a book signing in New York where his pompous, self-absorbed ego will feel right at home.
What's your name?
It's Jan.
Okay, here you go, Dan.
It's Jan.
But I think his favorite part is getting to slip his phone number into autographed books for girls he thinks are cute, whether they're cool with that or not.
I'm a little creeped out.
Hey, congratulations. Somebody famous now hates you.
Famous is a bit generous, don't you think? Well, Brian certainly doesn't think so because he thinks he deserves a better table at restaurants closer to the movie stars.
I have written a best-selling phenomenon. I should be sitting in the front damn room.
His ego's gotten so big that he feels the need to take it out on Stewie. You know, the one who got his book published and is probably directly responsible for his success. But things might be looking up because Stewie's landed Brian on a major network show.
I got you on Real Time with Bill Maher. You're kidding. That's awesome, Stewie. Great job.
Oh, look, His Highness knows how to compliment.
What's that?
Nothing. Must have been the wind. The annoyed, fed-up wind. Things finally reach a tipping point when, on the day of the appearance, Stewie gives Brian the wrong host to research.
I am so sorry. I am done with you. Do you hear me? Done. Get out of here now.
Okay, actually, that's the one thing I would say makes sense for Brian to be annoyed about. Still, he doesn't have to be so harsh about it. So Brian goes on the show and, whoa, this is trippy. Well done to the animators, though. This looks solid, right down to Brian's reflection in the table.
I read Wish It, Want It, Do It.
Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed.
Might want to save the glad handing until after you find out what they think of it.
I think it's actually quite harmful.
Dang, that's even worse than it just being bad. It's like a bad meal could make you lose your appetite, but a harmful meal could kill you. Deep down, Brian knows this, and he even eventually admits to it.
I was just trying to write something that would sell. I think it's crap too.
Well, with his credibility well and truly lost on live TV, the best thing Brian can do is leave with what little dignity he has left.
Bill, he's urinating.
On second thought, Brian might want to be taken back behind the shed with his dignity because that's what his dishonest practices will give you. And his dishonesty also earned him the ultimate beatdown from Stewie after he insulted his treehouse behind his back. So Brian is aggravated by construction in the backyard only to find Stewie is behind it.
I'm having these guys put up a treehouse.
Literally my childhood dream. Too bad there were no trees around where I grew up. I grew up in the ocean. I'm a clam.
Why don't you stop by later and I'll give you the tour? Tell Chris, too.
Sure, I'm free.
Once it's done, Chateau Stumont is quite impressive.
Thanks, Stewie. This is a legit little pad you got here.
It's got everything you could want. Plasma screen TV, dance studio space, and a pop-out photo booth. It's really putting the man in man cave.
Do you mind if we take a rain check? I gotta take Chris to baseball in like 5 minutes.
So the two go to leave, obviously impressed by what they've seen.
What the hell was that?
So we're on the same page? I thought I was nuts.
Oh yeah, they start going in on Stewie's space, criticizing everything from the decor to the type of TV.
I'll tell you what I'm not gonna do. A photo shoot with a top hat and a boa.
A lot of talk for a guy who doesn't even have a doghouse. When Brian and Chris come over again, they find the treehouse completely renovated. Darts, billiards, a bar, now this is a man cave.
The old place just didn't have much of a vibe, you know?
Well, it sure as hell has a vibe now.
The guys seem to really be digging Stewie's new digs.
Well, congratulations, Stewie. You officially have a kick-ass man cave.
Oh yeah, validation, and all it took was sacrificing your identity and interests, just like how nature intended.
Cliche and just desperate. Literally not one thing about that place says Stewie.
Oh, come on.
That's it. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, you'll have to die.
Yep, them's the rules. So Stewie invites them over one more time, but not for a drink or a movie like they'd think. The vibes are about to get a lot more sinister.
Welcoming is exactly what I was going for.
Looks like this man cave's about to be turned into Guantanamo Bay.
You don't think I don't know what's going on? I
I've heard every word you two said about me and about my man cave.
What? They would never say anything bad about your plays to your face. The two tried to escape, but Stewie's sick crossbow might have something to say about that.
I invited you into my man cave, and all you did was humiliate me.
Sounds like a good reason for murder to me.
Stewie, no, please don't kill me.
I'm not that type of person.
Did you make that?
I mean, yeah, I think Stewie makes every weapon he owns. The
literally
only
in the
thing more
books, though,
impressive
so
than his
there's no
engineering
point in
talents is
getting
his
mad.
seemingly infinite bank account.
Check out how sturdy the sight bridge is.
First thing I noticed too, Chris.
It turns out flattery can get you far, and it could also save your life. Stewie actually lets them go after hearing enough compliments. And all Brian and Chris had to do was smile and keep their mouths shut. But
I can't believe he bought it.
well, can't really blame what happens next, can we?
Stewie, come on, Stewie.
Just walk it off, champ. I'm sure you'll be fine. He could tell the treehouse meant a lot to Stewie and yet still insulted it behind his back with Chris. Since when are he and Chris such good friends anyhow? Hopefully next time he'll leave the bad attitude at home. But when Brian takes his mean-spirited attitude to the internet, he makes people so mad that the Griffins kick him out of the house for good. So Brian and Stewie come across a campus protest that is looking to fight the evil they experience on campus.
The professor told his class to have a nice day, which is microaggression, because in our systemic culture, no day is a nice day.
We've gone from protesting the Vietnam War to this. I guess the children yearn for the picket line.
If you don't want to get fired, don't become a teacher, right?
Totally, you should tweet that.
So he does, but in his slow, self-important crawl to do so, everyone leaves.
See? Up, you're gone. And the crowd is gone. And the animators are gone.
So now Brian is addicted to Twitter, where he can fire off half-baked topical jokes into the void. Surely there, someone will realize his genius.
0 retweets, 0 likes.
Eventually. But he keeps on trying, deciding to get controversial before going into a movie.
About to see the new Kevin Hart movie. Just kidding, I'm white and went to college.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a banger for sure. Well, he finally got the attention he wanted, but now he's being labeled as a racist pig online.
Hey, are you at Dog Backwards from Twitter?
I am! Are you a fan?
You racist jerk!
And when he leaves the theater, he's chased home by a very angry mob. Maybe they just want to follow for follow.
What you thinking writing that tweet?
What? It was just a joke!
A pretty terrible one at that, which honestly means it's right at home on Twitter. So he deletes the tweet, but he can't delete it from our hearts and minds. The backlash begins to affect the rest of the family, with Lois getting shunned at the supermarket.
She doesn't want to talk to you either. Nobody does. Not as long as you're living with that racist dog.
There may actually be only one person in town who's happy about this, and you can probably guess who.
I told you about Brian. I told you.
If only we had listened to the notorious creep. But when Chris and Meg are confronted at school about this, that's when things get really out of hand. Not a bad reference to the Kingsman church fight scene, even down to the Freebird needle drop.
It was a joke.
Well, you guys may have to switch schools now, considering there's not much of a student body left in this one. Brian does his best to apologize, but anything he says is spun into some kind of culture war talking point.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here today to apologize.
Why did you say ladies first? That's sexist.
This goes on for a minute, so Brian decides to give the people what they want.
You know what?
Good. De-escalate the situation with more escalation.
I'm the self-righteous liberal douchebag, not you! I've kissed a transsexual before! How many of you can say that?
Weird flex aside, it is kind of funny to see how Brian, who is usually viewed as very left-leaning, is actually not left-leaning enough for the current climate. And surprise, surprise, yelling at his haters did not win them over. At least he has his family.
We think you should move out.
What?
Ouch. Well, at least he has, his dog collar, I guess?
Ryan,
I ain't
wait!
kiss no dudes.
This collar is ours. It has our address on it.
Well, looks like all he has left is the fur on his back. Please tell me no one comes along and takes that too. So Brian moves into a dingy apartment somewhere in Quahog where the lights don't work and hope seems like an afterthought. It's a character builder for sure, and after that little social media stunt, it looks like Brian is in need of a lot of character building. But Brian actually doesn't grow from this at all, as in the very next episode, he plants drugs on a coworker and breaks his leg getting thrown down the stairs. So we find Brian living in his crappy apartment from the last episode with no friends and no money.
Is your family gonna give you money for the rent?
Yeah, I'm thinking no.
Well, you gotta do something, Brian. You're a week behind.
Looks like he's gonna need a job if he even knows what those things are. So Brian gets the bright idea to work for a crisis hotline. Hopefully he understands he's supposed to be preventing them, not causing them.
Welcome aboard, Brian. This is your coworker, Martha.
Just what he needs, a hot blonde woman. Those always bring the best decisions out of him. He even tries to impress her by staying late at work.
Suicide is not a 9 to 5 problem.
Nice. Might need to put a casualty counter on this guy. She rejects his advances, so he does what any well-meaning guy does. Finds Facebook photos of her to touch himself to.
Oh, Grandpa's funeral. No. Baby look good in black.
I think I take back any and all sympathy I ever had for this dog.
That's worse than when that one YouTuber
exactly what Dr. Fishbein was talking about. I never go for it.
Oh God, no, do not give him a second chance. Do not go back in there.
You know what, Brian? I will. Oh my God!
If that ever happened to me, I think you could definitely expect a call from me to a helpline like this. Brian tries to apologize, but Martha isn't having it and he fears he'll be reported. But if you don't want to get got, you gotta be the one who got the other person.
Plant drugs and call the cops.
Hey, that strategy's gotten me out of some sticky situations. I mean, in my mind, not real life, obviously. But Martha approaches Brian and tells him she actually forgives him.
I just wanted to let you know I'm not going to tell anyone about what happened, and maybe we could get that drink tomorrow.
Yeah, about that.
Found it.
What is that?
Like you don't know.
She actually doesn't know, but she does know who's behind this.
Oh, baby! My leg is broken!
Oh, just give it some licks, you'll be fine. From online racist to harasser, Brian is really putting up numbers for scumbags that we've never seen before. And finally, Brian becomes the ultimate scumbag by betraying his own kind for money and almost ends up losing his life doing so. So things start with Brian stumbling across Stewie's latest big money purchase.
I was sick of waiting my turn outside the supermarket, so I bought every coin-operated horse in town.
And of course he's on the unicorn. Color me surprised. How does the baby get so much money anyway?
Investing! I invest in the stock market.
Ah, the stock market. The quickest pipeline to either wild riches or losing everything, next to crypto. Speaking of which, while I have you all here, any interest in investing in Clamcoin? Brian doesn't seem too interested, but changes his tune when he gets into a fender bender.
What the hell?
Ay, Dios mío.
Don't act surprised, you thought your car was in reverse, didn't you, Brian?
Well, don't get so angry. Just tell your insurance what happened, and then they'll, oh, you're driving away because you don't have insurance.
Can't sue what you can't catch, that's my motto. Brian doesn't have the money to fix the car, so Stewie makes him an offer.
Tell you what, give me $100 to put in the stock market, and I'll take care of it.
Bold of you to assume Brian even has $100. But Brian takes him up on his plan, and it turns out to actually work.
Here's 1,000 to fix your car, and here's 1,000 profit.
Is it really that easy? Alright, putting my life savings into the metaverse. This is the one, I can feel it.
You gotta teach me how to invest.
Yeah, me too. I lost everything already. So Stewie and Brian become stock buddies, and Brian, the angel on earth that he is, decides to donate every other dollar he makes to charity.
I'm gonna rent a Ferrari and cruise the pier. You want in?
Well, cancer's not going anywhere.
Brian's got a heart of gold, though I think it's actually made from fool's gold. Trying to make even more money, Brian finds an investment for him and Stewie to go in on.
Korean. They make protein shakes. The profits are off the charts.
Hard to believe that when the factory looks like it produces pollution and nothing else, but proceed. Like myself, Stewie is suspicious and goes to take a look inside to find their secret ingredient.
I think I know why it's so cheap. They're made of dog meat.
That's horrible. But hey, I'll try anything once. Kidding, of course. I'm just kidding.
Brian, let's get out of here.
What do you mean? I'm taking a meeting. This company's worth a fortune.
Brian isn't even a little turned off after this discovery, really showing an as long as it's not me kind of mentality. This is honestly pretty low even for Brian.
Look, I'm investing in this company, and if you're too scared to do it with me, then maybe I'm working with the wrong partner.
So you're betraying not only your kind, but your best friend. Congratulations, you're now officially a Wall Street trader. But of course, Brian quickly realizes the company doesn't want him as an investor.
Here, breathe deeply into this investor's bag.
All right.
No, don't ever trust no chloroform.
But rather as an ingredient.
What? Stewie, it's Brian. You gotta help me. I'm gonna get eaten. Damn it.
Well, looks like the Wall Street shoe is on the other Wall Street foot. Luckily, Stewie gets the message and arrives to save him.
Hey, don't touch me. I'm rich.
He just makes it so difficult to be on his side.
Thankfully, Stewie's trained in the ways of Jim Cotta. That is such an obscure 1980s movie reference that I'm shocked I recognized it. Go give it a watch. It's terrible, but oh so fun.
Stewie! Oh my God, thank you!
Look, I'm not gonna say Brian absolutely deserved to get pureed for trying to fund a dog-killing company, but giving him a little scare was definitely worth seeing.
Never scream out that you have things if someone touches you. If someone grabs you, don't yell out, hey, I have stuff. No, instead what you say is, hey, I charge $40 for that. And a $20 deductible. Hold on now, like, that's what you do. You know what I'm saying?